The environment has to be.
What we're saying is have a heart.
We've got to be able to regenerate our
There'll
condoms.
be people who are kind, people who are cruel, but that's life. You can be bigoted about videos. I'm fine with that.
We always receive phone call, all kinds of stories. Like the answer in doubt, go for the test. And most of them, the sexual encounter happens when they are heavily.
But the test will only determine whether they have got it. It doesn't prevent them from getting it.
Oh, not the prevention, but if they are in doubt whether
in doubt
whether I'll get infected and all this. Because most of the time most of the sexual encounter happen while they are under heavy influence of alcohol.
Absolutely.
So they cannot remember whether I just kissed, or did I penetrate? Did I not penetrate? Did I pull out my condom? Just go for a test.
And there must be a
one month window period.
After a month.
Yeah, you go for it. Okay.
From the exposure, you have to wait a month to be sure. If you test before a month,
actually, you know, even the literature at DSC says 3 months, and then it says that there's a possible that you could have it between 3 and 6 months. And what I do at the test site, because I work at AFA at the anonymous test site, and I've been there 17 years, I say, look, read the literature. The virus doesn't speak English. You know, if you've told me the truth, I don't know whether you've told me the truth or not. So I recommend you read this literature, and you go away and decide whether or not you think you ought to come back for another test. Because you're letting people loose out there. You might be letting people loose who might actually have the virus, because we don't know. So
I'm going to interject and say I totally agree with Susan, and I agree with what has been presented. The test kits are only as good as what the truth tells. Okay, what the person tells. If the person decides to hide it, lie about it, then the test kit is useless. Then number 2, it's very important to know your test kits. What test is available, where is it done, which generation of testing it is. If we are going for the 4th generation assay, which is available in all the hospitals in Singapore, I can go for detection at 3 to 4 weeks. In fact, there's a rule I tell my patients, it's 3 weeks. But if the person tells me that in fact the encounter was, say, 1 week ago, then the test is useless. So you need to know when the contact was and what test is available. If you do the oral quick test, which is very different, we're talking about 3 months waiting period. Now, if a person is really desperate, I have a test that can tell you if you have HIV within 7 days. It costs an arm and a leg, but it is available. But we need to interpret this in the context of the right timing, as in when did the sex occur. Okay, so coming back, if a person has sex overnight and he comes to me and say, I want to test if I got HIV, the answer is no, I can't do it. But it creates the opportunity for post-exposure prophylaxis. There is a window period for the next 48 hours after the sexual contact to prevent the transmission of HIV.
To prevent the transmission, not to prevent the person from being infected.
Prevent the person from being infected.
So the person who committed the act from the person being infected, or from the person transmitting the disease to another new partner.
So let's say person A has sex with person B.
Yes.
Person A is now worried that he may pick up HIV.
Yes.
Person A, within 48 hours, has 100% chance of preventing the HIV from coming on board to him.
Okay.
And this is by taking medications that are incredibly available in Singapore. When many other countries, you can't. You don't have it.
And how much do these medicines cost?
Okay. In the public health institutions, it costs almost up to $1,000. And you need to take it for 1 month. But you have my word on it that it works.
That's the morning after.
But this would have to be, this doesn't come under Medicare.
No, it doesn't come under Medicare. But certainly...
It's not the morning after, because you have to take it for a whole month.
Okay.
And they are essentially just the same medication that I take.
ARVs, right?
Yeah, for a month. And
condoms are much cheaper.
Yeah, lots of side effects.
So, condom.
They're much cheaper.
Yeah,
But a lot of it is
I'm going to
cycle.
disagree. I'm going to disagree with you on that. The HIV medications have changed. There are very good medications. That's in terms of side effects, is equivalent to that of a walk in the park. No,
What, with the birds and the butterflies?
almost. We have to imagine that a little. But the side effects can be very tolerable and very well adjusted. It's not an issue. The issue is rather the heart. Am I prepared to get tested? Am I prepared to take the medications? And am I prepared to adhere to it?
See, that's one of the problems, is that when people start taking the medication and they start to feel better, or they have had an opportunistic infection like PCP pneumonia, and then they start taking Bactrim, and then they take the medication, and then they start to feel much better, they stop taking the medication. And it's fatal, because as soon as they stop taking the medication, the CD4 count goes up again, and then they're back to where they started. So this does happen. It's compliance with the medication is one of the issues also, because you have to take it for the rest of your life.
I mean, Susan's spot on. If every single HIV patient were to take their medications well, we will have zero resistance, and the risk of transmission would actually come down, in addition to early testing.
Wait, hang on. The risk of transmission, if a person is infectious and they take the medication, they are no longer a carrier?
No, they're no longer
No.
infectious.
Once you
They're
have
less infectious.
HIV, you will have it for the
life.
rest of your
And
life.
you'll be infectious to other people
For the rest of your life.
Okay.
But the infectiousness can be reduced with the highly active antiretroviral treatment.
Yeah. But the medication actually prevents the disease from
Progressing.
progressing in that person.
So what it can do is diminish the virus within your body.
Yes.
So it almost is, right down.
Okay.
So that the person feels much better again.
And it doesn't escalate.
It doesn't escalate.
Okay, but
So
it
that's
will
when
infect another person.
you can
The
still.
chances do.
The chances are lower when you're on the
it's there.
medication.
Okay.
But one wouldn't want to take that risk. And also, if two people are HIV positive and they have sex, they can transmit another form or strain of the virus to the partner. So even if they are both infected, they need to use condoms each and every time they have sex. And again, as a volunteer, I write this down on every single piece of paper and I give it to them, plus all the information on STIs.
You mean you can
at the
suffer from
anonymous test site.
a double whammy?
You can.
Yes, you
Different
can.
strains.
Two strains in one body?
Yes.
It's been documented.
Yeah.
It's been documented, it's been published in literature. You can think of it, 1 week form in patient A, 1 week form in patient B. And they have sex, and the two viruses infect the same cell, and you have a new form that's resistant to it.
Oh, that's even more dangerous, right?
Absolutely.
It's like the mutating.
It's
So,
mutating.
yeah.